Hi again everyone, I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance, and this resistance video is sponsored by contribution from Lisa. And here's her story. Dear Ollie, some old classmates of mine have been talking about a possible reunion in the future. However, I don't know if this is going to happen since my class couldn't even get their shit together for the 10-year. This got me thinking of my social status in high school, or lack thereof. I know you can't technically diagnose NPD or BPD before the age of 18 or 20, but I do believe that a lot of my classmates were narcs or narcs in training. I have seen a few Facebook posts from some of them where they brag about their road rage incidents or random confrontations that they got into over what seems like trivial BS. Wearing the bully behavior like a badge. There were a few people whose names I Googled because curiosity got the best of me. I stumbled upon a family and baby blog of a woman I went to school with who I never particularly got along with. Actually, looking back at her behavior as a child, it is scary how accurately her behavior fits the description of what I now know to be a borderline personality disorder. Although I know that childhood behavior doesn't always predict a personality disorder in adulthood. As I started looking at her blog, nothing struck me right away as particularly unusual. Just some holiday pictures and pictures of the kids around the house. There was one picture of her entire family, including in-laws, standing outside the church at someone's baptism, which had a definite look at our perfect family feel about it. I continued to read on and found a page where she talked about how bad one of her pregnancies was and all of the bed rest and tears that were involved. She had also posted pictures of herself laying in a hospital bed with hospital bracelets and all. Look, Facebook's narc heaven, man. So's most of social media. I don't even know what the point of a reunion is. You already know what you had for dinner for the last... Everybody had for dinner for the last 10 years. What's the point of a reunion? I don't get it. I'm not sure if this was during her bad pregnancy or the car accident, which she talked about on a separate page, because she did mention that they kept her overnight after that incident as well. There was also a page where she talked about a vacation that she took. Even this was not free of drama. She claimed that she was 20 minutes late to the airport and missed her flight due to the traffic, but it was all okay because she was able to switch her flight on the way to the airport. Sounds like a bit of a manufactured drama to me. Names of the airlines were also included in the description because everyone needs to know this vital information. Sarcasm. She has also posted dramatic Facebook memes about her husband being a police officer and how it's tough to love a man on the front lines. She also apparently has a cousin who was killed in 9/11, which she has posted about. While I would never deny that this is absolutely awful, the posts seem a bit contrived considering the amount of time that had passed. Also, it was a cousin, and I don't think they were particularly close. It's not like it was her father or brother. Well, you can't assume to know somebody's relationship with someone who died, especially in something like 9/11. While reading over this blog, I actually started to get some flashbacks to when I was back in school, and it occurred to me how this woman seemed to have split personalities. On one hand, she was the archetypal alpha female and very athletic, which she used to her advantage when it came to dominating other people. She could not stand to lose at anything, even if it was in gym class where everyone is guaranteed at least a B if you show up and change. She treated anything to do with a ball or a stick as a serious athletic competition, even in a regular gym class where half the people had no clue what they were doing. She seemed to literally see everyone as competition or a potential threat, even if you were relatively quiet and unassuming. The minute you challenged her on anything or called her out, forget it. This was the bossy, tough girl side of her personality. But being a serious athlete, you can imagine that this came with its fair share of injuries and ailments. See the above paragraph Amazing how people don't change. I heard a few stories about how she would use her various ailments as ways to guilt people who talked her into keeping their mouths shut, who talked back to her into keeping their mouths shut, going from bossy alpha to frail victim. I also had witnessed her go from confrontational bully mode when trying to order people around to crying on command at numerous times, while trying to claim that the people she was trying to push around were the instigators. This seems like borderline personality 101. After reading through this blog and remembering some incidents from late high school, this woman seemed to me like a cluster B, especially since she was showing a lot of typical behaviors at 17 or 18 years old, not just in childhood. Either that, or maybe I'm just bitter about my lack of popularity in high school. I'll be honest with you, Lisa. There is some bitterness that's coming through in all this. I mean, I understand it, and the problem with Facebook is it's a constant. When you're going to be friends with on Facebook with people from high school, shit's going to get drudged out. You know, high school is a tough time for people. You know, it's an interesting and tough time for a lot of people. So if you're going to dive into that social media world where everybody on Facebook, or most people are on Facebook, are all posturing and bragging anyway, you know, you're gonna see this, and you're gonna think about, you know, who these people really were in real life and in high school. I think the former is more likely because I was always introverted and never really gave a shit about popularity, and still don't. Another thing that's scary about this is that this woman is a teacher. Let that sink in for a minute. Maybe the title of her blog should be changed to Future Son Husbands of America, since I can see her in the future guilt-tripping her children with her hypochondria. I don't know her husband, but I already feel bad for him too. She never exactly struck me as the mother type, but it seems to be popping out kids like a Pez dispenser. Based on her personality and other videos I've seen here, I'm guessing that the attention she gets from pregnancy is part of the reason. Do these social media posts seem like a red flag, or do I seem like I'm like a nitpicking mean girl? Thanks, Lisa. I think there's a little bit of both, Lisa, to be honest with you. I mean, you got issues with this girl from high school, that's obvious. Okay? Whether they're legitimate or not, I mean, you gotta decide that. She seems like she was like that intense personality that could drive you crazy. Social media is, you know, it's where people go to lie and puff up their lives and make themselves feel better and to brag. And I mean, yeah, it's all narcissism. I've called that out numerous times, you know. If you're going to go into social media, you got to take everything with a grain of salt. All of it. Because narcissism flourishes there. And it's also going to drag up your past issues with these people you're friends with. Especially people from high school who, I don't know why you're friends with her, because you didn't really like her to begin with. She doesn't seem like a very likable person in the first place. So why are you giving her so much time and energy? Why are you giving the narcissist all this time and energy on Facebook when you don't have to? All of this is self-inflicted on your part. Because you don't have to look at it, you don't have to look it up, you don't have to click accept friend, you don't have to do any of it. Narcissism flourishes on Facebook. That's just the way it is. Now, whether or not you want to engage in it, that's up to you, and that's up to everybody who goes on those programs. That's why I hate it. I mean, I hate Facebook. I hate it. I only have it, you know, to troll politically, and it's a good way to keep in contact with my subscribers. But other than that, I can't stand it. So, I hope that helps. And I'm not calling you a nitpicking mean girl, but it does seem a little nitpicky. That's all. You could just choose not to look at it. So, I hope that helps. Thank you again for another contribution and story, Lisa. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comments section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, or a Facebook live chat, or you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it growing, supported, and expanding, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all of this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been The Narcissistic Resistance.